Don't be fooled. All my spiritual seekers, you need to watch this. What is up, guys? Namo Adesh. I'm Stefan Peel. I'm a communications scholar, media literacy advocate, and law of attraction practitioner. And today I just want to put a call out to all spiritual people not to give up on your critical thinking skills while on this spiritual seeker's journey. I think it's amazing that the internet allows us all to connect and learn about new techniques and hear new theories and hear of other people's experiences, and obviously we can see the way that it's revolutionized the world. But we're also now seeing where that exposes us to tons of misinformation and coordinated disinformation and the effects that can have on people and the divisions that can create. I think a lot of people think if you're a spiritual person, if you're into astrology, if you're into tarot, if you're into crystals, then you can't also be scientifically minded, or maybe you're not as intelligent as other people with more hard-lined rational beliefs. But the etheric and the metaphysical, we don't have the technology to test this at this point. And I think when you actually get deeper into the higher level physics and quantum mechanics and things, it gets into some trippy science and math that will eventually prove the things that I already know to be true of the universe. So that is how I reconcile it in my mind. So with things like the metaphysical and the etheric, I think it's totally fine to take what works for you, leave the rest, to not need some definitive proof, because it's unfalsifiable, right? It can't be proven, at least with our current technologies and our current three-dimensional reality. But with things that we can prove here, I think it's very dangerous if we ignore these proven truths, like the fact that the earth is round, or that vaccines aren't harmful for you and don't cause autism. And then there are other people that are like, no, let everyone believe what they want, and what's the harm in that? But I think we are seeing some real harms in that, with the amount of misinformation and disinformation floating around online. We're seeing anti-vaxxers and flat earthers and all these crazy things that really skew our concepts of reality. That's why I called this channel Shared Reality, because I'm seeing more and more divisions caused by people living in their own little walled off, siloed information echo chamber and not even having the same sense of what world we're living in. But we do need a shared reality to really be able to bridge that divide and connect on a human-to-human level. And specifically in new age spaces where a lot of light workers and people seeking love and positivity go, I'm seeing these echoes of hateful right-wing extreme rhetoric that I don't think people even realize where these conspiracies started from, that they're parodying. And it just boggles my mind that people in search of love and light could end up believing in these things. And I've seen it happen to even people I know in real life. And I'm like, how did they fall down this rabbit hole? But I think because we are such curious people and so open-minded, that sometimes people do fall prey to these things, to this disinformation and misinformation that we see online. So I think it's really important never to sacrifice your critical thinking skills. And with spiritual things, it's a little harder to know what to trust because you can't empirically test them, so you are relying on anecdotal evidence and people's experience. So you just really need to rely on your own intuition. And never give up your autonomy. That's how people fall under the prey of high control mind groups and cults and get led even further astray from their higher self and their purpose. It's what gets people to forego proven treatments that could help them for other homeopathy or other treatments or medicines that might also contain harmful chemicals because they're not FDA approved, or they might not know how they interact with other drugs they may be on or allergens they may have. There are a lot of teachers and a lot of techniques and a lot of methods and a lot of products out there, and that's amazing that we have all this at our disposal. But not everyone is out there sharing with the best of intentions, and not everything is as tested as rigorously or verifiable in truth. So make sure you're not just relying on anecdotal evidence. Make sure you're doing legitimate research when you're making an important decision. It's difficult as we're trying to subvert our subconscious mind, especially going in these meditative states and trying to release our limiting beliefs. You have to be really sure that you trust the teacher, because that is a time you are going to kind of have to sacrifice your critical thinking skills, or at least suspend them a little bit. But you'll still have your intuition to know what feels right to you or not. And always remember to follow that, because no matter how many teachers, techniques, whatever there is outside to try, the real answers you're seeking are right in here. Don't forget that. So guys, if you got any benefit out of this video, please remember to hit that like button and the subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little notifications button, because I'm committed to bringing you 3 new videos a week so we can all continue learning, growing, and not only survive, but thrive in 2021 and beyond. Thank you. Love you.